Hello everybody, it's Paul from LastLevelTech, and look what arrived in the post today. It's the new Steam controller. As you can see in front of you, I've got a variety of the PlayStation 4 DualShock controller, the Xbox 360 controller, the classic 360 controller, and the Xbox One controller. But now we have this, the latest addition to the controller family, so to speak. And obviously this brings some of the more significant changes that you've probably seen to a controller in a long time, probably since the granddaddy of the DualShock, the original DualShock that was on the PS1, when that came along with the analog sticks and the rumble and everything else. But yeah, we've now got this daddy, which features a vastly different look. So this arrived in the post today. Surprised, actually, I wasn't expecting it. I got an email from Steam saying, hey, we'd like you to contact us about the hardware, blah blah blah, should you get it, but I had no idea that it was actually going to arrive today. So yeah, it just kind of arrived, and this is what it just came in a box, and this is what was in it when I opened it up. So let's first of all do an unboxing, and then we'll just try it out with some things and see what we get. So first things first, this is obviously the front of the box. As we go around, we see what you get included. So it looks like requires a computer running Windows 7, Mac OS 10 or Steam OS, running Steam client and a free Steam user account, subject to terms and conditions. And you look like you get USB cable, a dongle, and 2 AA batteries. And on the other side, we've got a different look. Play all your Steam games from your couch. In a variety of different languages, and of course another kind of a more up close look of the actual controller itself. And on the top, just some Valve Steam information, Steam controller, controller.steampowered.com, and yeah, I think the only thing that kind of comes off is just as a sticker of some kind on here. So let me just take that off. So yeah, I was not expecting this at all. It's not due for public release until middle of November, I think. So what day is it today? It's the 16th of October, is it? Let me just check. Yeah, 16th of October today, Friday the 16th of October. So let's take this off. Okay, right. So this slides, the outer sleeve kind of just slides off, and we're just left with the blue box. So let's just move these out of the way for a second. We'll do a comparison to show what they look like against the Steam controller. And it looks like this just, oh god, it's got more sticky tape. Okay, hold on. I didn't bring a scissors or a knife with me when I started this. Probably should have done, but never mind. Let's just tear this a little bit. Okay. Right, brand new unboxing. And there we go. Steam logo inside the box as well, which is quite nice. And there's the controller. I must admit, this is the first time I have actually seen the controller in real life. I've not had anything. I've seen obviously the plenty of videos and everything else about, but I've never actually held one or seen one in the flesh before. So first things, I can feel a click behind my hand. You can probably hear that. So we'll have a look at that in a second. So these are the new touch pads. You've got a D-pad of some kind of variety there with the X on this side, which you can see. Just get that in the light. A traditional analog stick. And it looks like forward and back buttons of some kind, and the Steam logo on a kind of a key in the middle, I guess, a button in the middle, similar to the Xbox 360. And your traditional ABXY buttons, which look smallish, but look alright. And then we've got another, I believe these are haptic feedback button key touch pads. So you know, this is to all simulate kind of the mouse kind of look, and you can, especially in first-person shooters or in I don't know, building games, you should be able to use the mouse, I believe, with this finger a lot easier than anything else before. How that will work, I'm not quite sure. That is a large area for your finger to cover, but we'll see. We'll give it a try. I guess I suppose they've included the traditional analog stick for your Call of Duties or whatever else if you wanted to revert back to that old play style. So yeah, I think it's got some kind of elongated edges on the side here, which you can see, which makes it feel interesting in the hand. Yeah, kind of really juts into your palm there towards your thumb, which yeah, it feels comfortable enough though. I feel really it feels a different sensation. It is different, definitely, compared to the more traditional controllers of the last generation. It definitely feels different than before. It has got a clicky button as well, which, yeah, similar to the previous controllers of the other console manufacturers. But yeah, it definitely feels strange having that extra kind of lump of plastic there kind of dig into your hand a little bit more. But I'm not going to say it's uncomfortable, because it's far from it. It feels kind of sits in the hands, your palms of your hands quite nicely. I'm guessing this is kind of there is to add extra support on the side, because I can certainly feel on the back I've got these trigger buttons here. I'm guessing they must be configured either in your own game, or some profiles or whatever else will be used for whatever it is. I'm sure. On the top, we can see micro USB slots, and we've got a selection of bumpers and triggers. So yeah, it feels very much like the Xbox One, although I find that easier to actually use on Xbox One. The Xbox One, I don't like the bumper buttons on the Xbox One. They don't sit in my hand very well, but they're quite easily accessed. The analog sticks, the analog buttons, there's not a lot of travel in comparison to an Xbox One or a PS4. You can see I'm literally just hitting that, and then it clicks a button. It's kind of like the old GameCube controller, which had as you pulled in, and then there was a button that you could feel clicking at the end. You don't seem to really, you don't get that on a PS4. It just kind of just goes in and out, in and out. And similarly, you don't get on that on the Xbox One. It just kind of slots all the way in, slots all the way out. But definitely, it reminds me of a GameCube controller. It's goes in and then clicks a button at the end, and they are just clicky buttons at the top. What else have we got here? So there's a button here. So okay, so that releases the triggers to come off. Okay. Oh right. Okay, so that's where the batteries go. Which we can. Sorry, I've just bumped the camera. Yeah, maybe you can get there. You can see the batteries go in there into the actual area where I was just saying the plastic feels quite elongated. So yeah. Now we've got the Steam controller information on the back, model number 1001, assembled in the USA, and it tells you where to put the batteries, and I guess are they the buttons at the up here? Not sure how those triggers are hitting off of when you're pressing in. Oh, it must be here actually, yeah. Okay, no, that's right, that's here. Okay, so when you're pressing, putting pressure on the top ends. Okay, there is. Oops, let me just move that over. I'm wondering, there's connections here, obviously at the top, which I wonder if they are for maybe some kind of peripheral that you could get, maybe as a rechargeable battery component to it. I guess maybe. We'll see. I'll just take that off anyway. I'll put this to one side. Let's have a look again. So we've got batteries, which I'm going to take out now. And again, realize I didn't bring a knife with me, so let me just try and lean over here. Let's see if I can just use a key. There you go. If you're doing unboxings in the future, always bring a knife. Makes things a whole lot easier. Okay, let me just put that over there. So, the batteries. So I'm guessing it's saying that way down. Alright, okay. Okay, so it's interesting. So you put your battery in. You can see on the side there, as I put the battery in, it slides down, and then I push it, and then there's a little bit of plastic that kind of slots down. You can just maybe make out here as I push in. Or maybe not. There we go. And there's an extra bit of plastic that's come down there now on this side, so I'm guessing that's the buttons, to do with the buttons when you're pulling on the back. But there's the batteries inside. Okay, Steam controller is now fitted with some batteries. Let's plug this back on. I mean, the build quality feels nice. It does feel plasticky. I'm not going to deny it does feel plasticky, but it's and this is a strange kind of shiny finish on the controller. But it is weird. It is a strange controller. I don't know how much easy I'd feel I'd getting used to this as a controller in comparison. I'm so kind of used to the Xbox and PlayStation variety of controllers now. That's going to be strange to adapt to something like this, especially seeing how well games perform against what this is like. But let's try it out anyway. So what else have we got? So this is the little dongle. I'm guessing that's for wireless. Valve Corp on the back, model 1002. So yeah, okay, let's put that to one side. Take out this, and we've got a series of bits of paperwork. And okay, micro USB. Oh, what's this? Just pull that off. Seems to be a USB dock. Okay. Which I'm guessing is for the little dongle if you wanted to dock it somewhere. I've never actually seen one of these before, but okay, that's fine. We can stick that to one side. Let's just take out the cable out of this piece of plastic. Bear with me for 1 second. Not the greatest video in the world when you have to tell people to bear with you, but never mind. Okay, right. So, standard micro USB cable. I might use this later. I'll say I might just plug the controller directly into what I'm going to use in a second. But yeah, that fits in if you needed to, and then you've got the micro USB socket there. So I'm guessing you can plug it into your PC, and away it would go. Right, paperwork. We've got the Steam product guide, Steam controller product guide, in a variety of languages. This is all just kind of technical jargon. Right, Steam controller quick start guide. Let's have a look at this. I mean, there hasn't been a lot of finesse, I must admit, in how these things have put in. It's kind of marked. Some of the things are marked. I have noticed there's like a little mark on the controller. You can just see there in the light. That was the first thing I noticed as I pulled it out. There is also a little bit of plastic missing at the bit there, down at the bottom down there, which you can see. That's not a great sign of build quality, if I'm honest. The first thing I saw when I pulled it out, you can see there's like another little mark in here as well. And it especially shows up on the actual the glossy finish of the controller. Buttons and everything else all feel fine, but it's the little things like that kind of, make you think, it's premium products and everything else. I'm sure that's what Valve would hope to be looking for. But it looks like it was all just lumped together. If I'm honest, like the packaging wise, that's just an opinion. Okay, so yeah, you can take the back off, stick the batteries in, and you see where the batteries go in. There's your Wi-Fi dongle, which you can use on your thingy on your PC, and then you press the Steam button to start. What have we got here for full download? For full controller experience, log into Steam, download the Steam. To download Steam and find more information, visit controller.steampowered.com. That's fine. Yeah, you see that it's kind of. Look, I'm not going to go over the top about it, but you don't kind of see that kind of thing with the packaging that you get from Sony or Microsoft or Apple or anywhere else. So maybe it's just a sign of the times that those kind of things stand out a little bit more these days. Okay, so let's just look at the controller in comparison then to say an Xbox 360 size-wise. Maybe if I show it to you on the camera, it would be nice. They're not that much. The footprint is obviously bigger on the Steam controller. It's hard to show in this light. It is a little bit bigger. But I'm not against that. I don't think that's a bad thing, especially for people with bigger hands or whatever else. It's that's no bad thing. Let's look at it in comparison to the PlayStation 4 controller, DualShock 4. It's a lot thinner, this is, obviously, than the Steam controller, but again, I'm not against that. I do like the DualShock 4 controller, if I'm honest. It feels refined as much as you can probably do with one of this type of controller, but obviously this is a new type of controller. These new controls altogether. So I'm not going to hook it up to my gaming PC. I'm just going to on this video quickly, because I'm just going to hook it up to this laptop and let's see what happens. So this is a Dell XPS 13. So it's not a gaming laptop by no means, but it'll do for what I need to do to show maybe Portal and some other little things. And see how that works out. So I have a dongle there for the 360. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug the controller directly into Windows, and let's see what Windows picks it up as and how well it starts. Now look at the front of the controller. It's got a real big shoulder on the controller, big hefty shoulder on the controller. It's like just empty space. Feels like that could be refined better, if I'm honest. But hey. Doesn't really matter if it performs really well. Let's plug it in. Okay, so using a Steam controller has popped up on Steam. Whoa, my mouse has gone mental on the screen, as you can I don't know if you can see at the bottom left-hand corner. Please run Steam in big picture mode to make full use of your controller. Okay, so I'm presuming, yep. So that's the mouse running around. Ooh, like that. Alright, okay, I'm not touching it. Obviously, it is running everywhere at the moment. And I don't know if I bring this up, you can, that tapping is the haptic feedback of the controller, or of the mouse pad. It feels like a little tingle underneath your thumb as you're moving around. I mean, that feels nice. It's not too bad. I can move around quite easily and get to all the edges of the screen quite quickly. But leaving it sat, it's going crazy. Okay, so let's close that. How do I close that? Oh, okay, so A button is stop. Let's go into big picture mode. Alright. Aha, okay, that's a good start. There is new firmware available for your Steam controller. This update will take a minute. Okay, so that doesn't work. Which I thought that might just shift left and right. But that doesn't work. And now my mouse is gone. Okay. But that does work. That's good. Okay, so we can actually select this. This is all new to me, as much as it is to you guys, so it's all interesting stuff. Let's see what happens. You see that it does not take much to really mark that kind of glossy area, edge of the controller. I'm trying to just show it in a light here. If you can kind of just make out where my thumb is. There's a little scratch mark there. Doesn't take much at all. Okay, so your Steam controller firmware has been updated. Okay. So so we can use this to move around. Can we? No. Is this on? Alright, okay, so we can move. Right, okay, so that works. So I'm going to go into my library and let's filter the games to what's locally installed. Let's cut that down significantly. Okay, so I'm going to try Portal. Let's just go into Portal and see what happens. Right, controller configuration required. This game wasn't designed for controllers, but you can play it with your Steam controller. The game may show keyboard hints during gameplay. Okay, that's fine. I don't know what this is doing, so let's play and see what happens. Right, first time controller setup. Since this was your first time launching this game with the Steam controller, we recommend selecting a configuration template. Okay. You can always change this later from the template selector. Okay, let's go do that then. Right, templates, controller configurations. Various preset configurations available for all games. That's good, I like that. Keyboard was the mouse and keyboard, gamepad. This template works best for games that are designed with a gamepad in mind, but also support a desktop mouse for camera control for aim. God. This template worked great for the games on Steam that were designed with a keyboard and mouse in mind. without real gamepad support. The controller will drive. Okay, this built-in gamepad support. Which one do I choose? I don't know. Is there an obvious option? Sorry, I keep bumping the camera, but I'm trying to get a good position for where we start with this. Okay, actually, let me just zoom in there a bit. No, that's not going to focus. Alright, this template works best for games that are designed with a gamepad in mind, but also support a desktop mouse for camera control or aim. This will do. Right, okay, let's just try that. That works fine. Okay, we've got the Valve logo. Steam community, access while pressing the Steam button. Hey, that's cool, I like that, that's good. I do like the new Steam OS look and feel. I wish you could move your mouse around here. I don't know why you can't. I mean, so I can use my mouse and move that around, so that works. Oh, it does work. Huh. Okay. That was strange. I wonder why it didn't actually show when I was trying to actually use this before. That firmware update seems to have cleared the juddery mouse. It's like a little, it's weird. The haptic feedback you get on your finger is kind of strange. It's not quite a pinprick, but it's just like a little, you can feel something underneath as you kind of press down. Anyway, go back to game, press A, and we'll go new game. You know, I maybe that's a sign of the times, but I keep thinking if I double click that or double tap that, like it's traditional mouse trackpad, it might actually just start that. But obviously not, so okay, what have I done here then? Oh, start a new game, okay. That's a loud click. Okay, right, so that moves, okay. Alright, so that works. Hello, space to see. It says space to jump. It's obviously supposed to be A, which works. Let me just drop this down a bit. Okay. Maybe can we adjust? See, that's working now. That's weird. So I'm guessing if I let's see, do I adjust that as mouse speed? Okay, how do I? Oh, huh. So that works there. Portal funnel. I don't want that. So right, mouse speed, mouse acceleration, mouse sensitivity. Enable. Right, okay. So the gamepad is there. I'm guessing that's updates that have been applied for this particular game. So it doesn't look like you can change that off the bat to say right, okay. Sorry, I was looking to see if there was any way of actually increasing that. Again, I keep tapping that as if it's a gamepad, like a mouse pad, but that doesn't move that. Okay, so that doesn't actually tap where, that doesn't, when I'm pressing A, it's not actually controlling what I'm looking at. So what's... Ah, okay. No, I thought that might be left and right mouse button up here. Okay. See, I'm pressing, even pressing the button in doesn't actually say, okay, you can get back to that. So that does move that up and down, and then I can press A, and I can move across, and then I can move. See, See, that's frustrating. I mean, I can move around the areas on the menu, but when I try to move down to those areas to change anything, I can't change them. It doesn't look like. What's that done? Nothing. So you almost have to go across to video and then see if I wanted to do that. I'd have to highlight it with my right hand, then press A, and that doesn't do anything. Did I just change that? Did I do it the right way? No, I'll go back. So how do I drop that down? Nope, it's not A. Okay. Nope, that's the back triggers don't do it either. It would have been handy maybe if that was mouse 1 and 2 as a kind of an emulation of that, but no. So that moves across to there. So how do I adjust my brightness if I'm going to? Nope, that's not it. That's frustrating. I can't work that out. It doesn't seem to want to let me. Okay, let's try movement in the game anyway. Let's go back. 10 seconds. Okay. I have a feeling, obviously this is, like I said earlier, this isn't out for another month, so I'm hoping that Steam are going to put a lot of work into the configuration of this. So I can move around. And okay, so I need to go in there. E to pick up object, which will be X on the controller. Yay. I could definitely do it adjusting the sensitivity, the speed of how this is moving. You can see it takes me 2 or 3 kind of goes to move around from, I can do a 180. Again, it feels nice, the little bit of haptic feedback, but I'm not sure I can really notice it that much. Okay. I don't know why I'm playing this. I've done this before, but never mind. Yeah, okay, that's me out there. Oh, I can't remember that. Right, okay. So that seems to be the so A. Okay. So why would A work at that point, but not then work on the submenu before? Okay, so I'm guessing that there's still some things that need to be ironed out for that. Okay, let's just try City Skyline. This is alright. So controller configuration is required. That's fine. Where are the templates? So it's not that. And that brings in my friends, so that can go. Where do I actually select? Is it more ways to play? Nope, no, I don't want to stream. Okay, so let's just play. So the template screen that we saw earlier for Portal didn't appear for this game, so I'm not sure how that works. Okay, so again, it's good that the mouse is not juddering around everywhere, so that's nice. So does that work? Okay, so we're back at that point again. So I'm highlighting and I'm pressing A. Okay, so that one worked. So is that mouse 1? So maybe this right bumper is mouse 1. Maybe I'll go back to Portal quickly and just check that in the menu whilst I'm here. So this is one of the benefits of this controller, obviously, is if you're playing mouse-driven games like builders, like City Skyline here. This is where this really comes into its own, along with first-person shooters and everything, but which is supposed to obviously give you that more high-fidelity aiming. But let's get into here. Okay, so yeah, that definitely does appear to be that button. Okay, so I can say I want to build a road See, these are the kind of things you're going to, that level of fidelity you're not going to get too easily with a controller, a traditional controller anyway. So I can build that there. Alright, see, that definitely works as a left and right mouse by the looks of it. Again, I've not done this before, don't swear at me. This might be obvious to some of you guys, but I have not actually used this controller or seen what it's like before. So I'm guessing, yeah, you could do what you want. So an intersection. I'm not even building anything here. I'm just kind of dropping roads and stuff here for the sake of it. So having that as left and right up here, it's kind of awkward because it feels like you're lifting your fingers a little bit to hit the buttons, but it does work. And this is, like I said, this is just a quick kind of like, let's just see what this does kind of thing, because I've never actually used it before. Let's exit out of this game. Just going to go back to Portal quickly and just see if that actually works as the left mouse button on the main menu. Yeah, like I said, it does work. I think it's just going to take some getting used to. And it definitely does feel like there's some bugs to kind of iron out, I guess, with the new firmware updates and everything else that they'll release for the controller. But it sits comfortably in the hand, which is good. I think I'm used to this part. This is quite nice. I think this is strange. This side, the left side, it's really clicky. That noise is really kind of clicky. And yeah, so let me see if I press options this time. And nope. So yeah, so there is some inconsistencies of how this works then, obviously. That is not working as it did on City Skyline, where obviously this was working as a mouse button kind of thing. Okay, so let's exit. That's weird. I can highlight over quit, and then it will, and press A, and it works. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so let's quickly just try some Rocket League. See what this does. I'll just quickly go on the training mission and see how well that works. Of course, that doesn't really use too much of the analog sticks, but I should be able to adjust the camera around and with this as I play. Okay, I'm just going to go into training, free play. Okay, so yeah, that does move the camera around as I hit the ball. Weird, but yeah, the triggers work fine. Feel good. Should be able to press B here and press A. So the buttons themselves, kind of like the PS4. Let's have a look at here. You see, they look even closer. The ABXY buttons. One of the things I thought about the PS4 controller was that I found that they were maybe a little bit too close. They're even closer on the Steam controller. You know, in comparison to say an Xbox, there's bigger buttons that kind of stand out more, larger distance apart, maybe not, but they feel really, really tight, and there isn't really. It's very easy for me to press B and catch A at the same time, just big fingers, but it does feel strange. Again, it's not too much of a criticism. It's just something you have to get used to when you try a different controller, I guess. So yeah, that is the Steam controller. I actually went longer in this video than I was expecting to, but hey, this was an unboxing video. First time look at the controller. I like it. I think it's going to get some time to get used to it. Like I say, particularly this part here is what I need to work out really what that actually does, because I'm not seeing too much use of it at the moment. I think it's the clicky noise is a bit it's a bit too loud. That's just a first impression. But yeah, everything else seems like it should be fairly functional and should do a good job. So yeah, thanks for watching. That's the Steam controller, and please rate and subscribe to the video if you liked it. So again, I'm sorry I kind of faffed around and maybe a bit too long. I wasn't expecting to go as long as I have done, to be honest. But if you did like the video, please rate and subscribe, and I'll do some more, and I'll play with this a little bit more and see what happens, and maybe come back with another a kind of a more in-depth review after maybe a month or so and see what I actually think of this controller. So thanks again, and I'll see you next time.